This is the server we are working on, and I'm starting it to start Docker. I thought I started. So let us connect to this. Let's start Docker, systemctl start Docker. Yesterday we have seen the basic way of starting our containers, running the images to get a container. These are the things we have seen, right? Docker images, which will list all the images present on that particular Docker host. And we have seen Docker push and pull, Docker tagging, and the containers. This is what we have seen, right? To see all the containers, this is what you have. And today let's talk about running the containers in different modes. Before that, one more thing. Let's see pushing an image to private registry. Now, if you just do Docker push and this image name, like if you push this, it goes to Docker Hub, right? What if you want to push or pull anything from the registry, like ECR, Elastic Container Registry Service of AWS? There's another service of AWS. Here you can search for ECR, Elastic Container Registry Service. So if you go to this container registry service, okay, this is a private registry. You can create a private repository here. Just let me give a name as repo4. Okay, this is our repository which doesn't have any images. Let's say I want to push some images here. You can see the push commands like you do Docker login. Yesterday you remember, right? We did Docker login. You have ECR login command to authenticate to your AWS account. Right, firstly, you are pushing an image from the CLI to this account. So to do any activities from the CLI, you should authenticate to it. And to authenticate to this again, you need to have the security credentials created for this. How do you do that? Go to your account, security credentials. Give me a second, please. So here you can see the credentials which I have already created, or else you can just create it. Already I have two of them. Let me delete one. You can only create two of them. Once you deactivate, delete it. Okay, this is the one. So if you want, you can create a new one. Just go and create access key and secret access key. So see, you will see like this access key and secret access key. Only for the first time you can see this one, you can download it. You have to save this because you can't re-download it later. So See, this is the one. You have to copy and keep this secure. These are the credentials you use to authenticate to this. If this command should be successful, means what you should do on your EC2 instance. AWS CLI will be installed by default on all EC2 instances. When you do AWS version, you will see it. Now run AWS configure command. Put that access key and secret access key. I have already given, that's why it was showing this. You should place those credentials and then run this command. Okay, copy this and run this to authenticate. It will be again stored in the same Docker config JSON file. See, login succeeded. Docker config JSON file. And then see, it was saying you have to tag your image. How you should tag this is your AWS account ID and all the details. This is how you should tag it. Meaning, let's suppose I want to push this image. So you should tag it, right? You should tag it with whatever name you want. Means it will create a copy of this with whatever name you need. It will create a copy of this image. As how? It should follow the naming convention, this one. Your AWS account details. So what tag you want to give? I want to give tag name as, let's say, V1. Now that image will be created. See this one. Now if you push, where does it go? You don't need to tell where it should go. Your image name tells everything. So what I'll do? Docker push. V1. Right? So now if you are back here, you can see your V1 pushed. Same way to pull and push, you need authentication. This is how you use private registries like ECR. Is this much clear for all of you?
Yes, Preethi.
So this is your Elastic Container Registry, which works like a private registry. It need not be the ECR, it could be JFrog, it could be Nexus. This is the whole concept. You have to tag it and you can push this. All right, so that's about the private registers. Give it a shot. This is how you have to try. First, you should create your security credentials and configure them through AWS configure command. That's how you authenticate your AWS CLI and run this login command and then tag it and push it. Your image name speaks everything. So if you don't see any registry means they're all pushed to Docker Hub. And if you see image this way means, yes, it's from another registry ECR. Any questions? Okay. So you have got certain images here, right? And like certain containers and they were going into exited state. But you want to keep your container active and running, right? Because some services might be running there, some applications might be running over there. So to start containers, to keep containers in the running mode, you have to run them in different modes, like different modes like active, attached mode and detached mode. The first one is detached mode, interactive terminal detached mode, meaning you have to run with these flags. Interactive terminal detached mode, Ubuntu. Ubuntu is some Docker image. I'm trying to run this. If this image is not there, it will download this image and it will start this image, right? So this is what is interactive terminal detached mode. So See, it says container is created. Docker PS. See, it's running. Do you see that earlier PS is not showing no, it's showing no output, but now it's showing this. This container is running up from 3 seconds. And a random name is assigned called flamboyant column. So this will be keep on running till you stop the container. You have to stop the container. Till then it will be keep on running. If you see this, do you see that it was running from 29 seconds? Yeah. So this is the mode you should run. Interactive terminal detached mode, and your containers will be running as long as you keep them running. Means if you want, you can stop it. Docker stop container ID or name means you can give flamboyant column. So that container will be stopped. Or else ID also you can give. Anything is fine. Until you do this, your container will be running. See, now it is stopped. It will be under -A. See, just now stop, exited. If you want to restart it, Docker start, container ID or name. You may give flamboyant column or else first 3 characters of container ID 8F3 are enough. It means your container is started. See, you can see that here as well. It was running from 3 seconds, right? You can start a container, you can stop a container. These are all this is called container life cycle. Docker PS, it's running. Right, again, if you want to start Docker stop 8F3.
So first time we will have to do this interactive terminal detach, and then next time we can just start and stop by using the first 3 character of container ID or name, right?
Yeah. Docker RM to delete it. You can also delete them. Right, gone. So that is one more interactive terminal detached mode. You have another mode of running the containers. I'm running again a new container from -IT. Means interactive terminal mode, attached mode, root user mode. Means if you run it in this mode, your container will go into the attached mode. You get the shell, you become a root user of it. Means you go inside. Do you see? I'm inside this container ECO. This is Ubuntu. And what is our Docker host? Which operating system is our Docker host?
CentOS.
CentOS.
Amazon Linux, yeah.
Yum should work, but it's not working. Why? We are no more on CentOS. We are inside Ubuntu. apt-get will work because apt-get is the package manager for Ubuntu distributions. Got it? Again, you can install, you can do whatever you want. You can create the files or whatever. That's how you get into any container. Then if you want to come out, how do you come out? Exit. When you come out, your container will be stopped. See? EC0 just now created and got exited. Right? It got stopped. If you want to start this again, Docker start EC0, you can start it, you can stop it. If you want to attach, if you want to go back again, you can also do this. Attach EC0, you get the shell. Right? If you come out of the shell by exit, you will come out and container will be stopped. But I want to come out, but still keep the container running. How to do that? I just want to come out of this, but still keep it running. Control P. Control P, Control Q. Right? See? I came out, but the container will be still running. Like those are all the different ways how you behave, how you act, use your containers. Starting, stopping, attaching, detaching. If you want to keep it running, do Control P, Control Q. If you just want to stop and come out, exit. This is called the container life cycle. Any questions? So if you want to keep your running containers running, this is how you should start. Not simply run. You have to do run -itd or run it. And if you want to remove them, multiple containers, 361, 770. That's how 2 containers will become.
Run IT, what it does, could you please repeat it?
-it,
Yes.
interactive terminal mode. You get the shell, you go inside the container. New container will be created and you go inside the container. Run -itd, container will be created. You will not get the shell. You will remain on your host. Later on, if you want, you can do attach. But that's a difference
Okay.
between attach and detachment. And if you want to clean up all the containers or everything unused, images, Docker, system, prune, all. Right, all stopped containers will be deleted. And see, only one because that's running container. You can't delete a running container. See, EC0. You cannot remove a running container. What you should do first, stop it. EC0. Then you can remove it. System prune command will do, or Docker RM also will do. Gone. So if you check the containers now, no containers. And if you check the images, only one image left. Understood, everyone? Let me differentiate.
Yeah.
There are 2 modes of managing the containers. What does run command does?
It creates a
Create the
container.
container.
Run command will always create a new container. Okay. New container will be created and you should pass image name to it. You should run an image. You cannot run a container. You can run an image. New container will be created. Docker start container ID means will start existing container. Already container is there. It will not create new container. Same is the case with a Docker stop container ID. Okay. Docker start, Docker stop. Then what else we have in Docker RM container ID? Okay. You got the difference between start and run commands, right? Anyone still confused between run and start?
No.
RMI to delete the image. RM to delete the container. RMI to delete the image. Let me do that as well. Docker RMI Ubuntu. If you see, yes, no images. Right? This is the container lifecycle. Any questions? Are we good?
Preethi, once again, the Docker run ITD image and Docker run IT image. What was the difference? Means here you will create new container, and for Docker run IT image,
New container only, you get the shell of the container.
okay.
And Docker attach. Already container is there, you can attach. In both the ways, the same commands. Just run it -it is different. All the commands are same in both the scenarios. And if you want to come out here, exit or Control P and Control Q. Control P, Control Q, container will be still running. You come out of it. Exit means you come out of it and stop it. Are we good? Appreciate your quick responses. Is this much clear?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you for confirming. So that's a running in different modes, and I would like to show you an interesting thing here. You may go to Docker Hub. Let me check for some images. See, already Nginx images, Tomcat images were already there. Nginx we have learned, right? It's a web server which runs on port 80. So this is a container where Nginx is already configured. See here, right? So I would like to run this Nginx Docker run -itd Nginx. So what happens if I do this? What happens?
It
It
creates
create
container.
Create
container.
container and
It will create a new container
New
in
container.
dash mode, and your container will be keep on running. So it will first search for Nginx locally. See, it will check for latest tag because I did not put the tag. It will search on her because it's not prefixed with any registry name. So first it will download the image, means it will search locally because it's not there. It will download the image and your container is started. And it says it's on port 80. Means if you hit the IP address of this container on port 80, you can see Nginx. Am I correct? Every container will be assigned with the IP address. So how do you get the IP address of the container? Docker inspect command, inspect 6b4. This inspect will give you all the information of the container in the form of JSON. And see at the bottom, this is the IP address assigned to your container. So if you hit this, curl command will show you the content of it in the CLI. On 80, I should say Nginx. Agree with this, everyone?
This IP has been assigned to the image.
Container.
Okay, the
Image is
container.
a static one. Container is a running instance. So it will be assigned to the container. So its Nginx is running inside the container. If I hit this, I should see Nginx running. Is this good? Any questions on this? Appreciate your quick and louder responses. I'm expecting answers from all of you, not just one or two people.
Preethi, 80 port is also be used for HTTPD, right? And suppose if that is
80
also
port is running inside the container. This is
yeah.
80 of the container.
Okay, this is specifically for Nginx, right? And
Says
for HTTPD, we
EC2
another.
instance. And on this EC2 instance, you are having container running. And this 80 is the of this container, not 80 of EC2. Now ask your question, please.
No, suppose in this EC2, if we want to have HTTPD also, and then that will be a new container, right? It cannot be inside this Nginx container, right?
If you
Hello?
want to install, yeah, I'm just trying to understand your question. If
No,
you want to install HTTPD, you will install like this on this server directly if you want to install.
no, in the
No.
container, not in the server, in the container.
In the container already HTTPD is there. Why would you install it?
I mean, a port, both use the same port, right? So
No,
don't conflict.
this 80 is the port of container. If you install directly, it would be running on the port of the EC2. If you install directly, it would be running on the port of EC2 here. If you install yum install HTTPD, you should hit EC2 instance on port 80.
Mhm. Okay, I will try to understand. Thanks.
Is this clear for all of you? We are not installing, my Nginx is not running on EC2 instance directly. It's running on inside the container. Wherever you install HTTPD on that host, it will be running on port 80. So my Nginx is running on the container, it's running on port 80. Is this clear for everyone?
Yeah.
clear.
Yes.
Right, it is running on port 80. So I hit that IP address of the container on port 80. I see the Nginx. Okay, fine. Can I also access this one from my EC2? Because on EC2, I don't have HTTPD. That's the old EC2. This is a new one. I don't have HTTPD. Can I access something which is present inside the container? Maybe if I curl the IP address of this EC2, get the IP address of the EC2 public IP. Will this work or not? Will this work?
I think this will not work.
This will not work because EC2 instance. Your EC2 instance is in one network, let's say network 1. Your containers will be in another network. Okay, like a network 2. All your containers will be running in a separate, private, isolated network for security reasons. It's not running directly on your machine. So you cannot access this. This will not work. It's inside the container. Any services, any data inside the container cannot be accessed from the host. But what if, let's say, some address book application is there, the end users need it. I need to provide it to for the end users. I need to expose it to the external world. How is that possible? Also, whenever you inspect the container, it will show in the JSON format and it's showing it's running on port 80, but it's not available to the host. Null here means it's a host machine. It's not available on Docker host. So this is how you see it's running on 80 of the container, but not on the host. But I want to make it available to the host. Please keep muted everyone. And so I want to make it available for the host. So I can do it with a port forwarding, capital P. Port forwarding, what it will do, it's like a port mapping concept in Linux. This 80 will be mapped to some port on the host. It will forward, not the entire container will not be exposed for security reasons. Only the data service on that port can be made available. And also you will see this way container. Do you see this? Earlier it was not showing, it was showing only this 32768 means 80 is forwarded to 32768 of the host. Also, if you want to inspect D36 new container IP, and if you scroll up, do you see that host port? Earlier it was null because I did not do port forwarding. Now I did port forwarding. It's available on 32768. Means this 80, whatever available on 80 of the container will be available on this port on the host. Meaning you may hit this on port. Which port? You should see Nginx. First add that port in the security rules. 3276.
Can you minimize your screen? It looks so big. We are able to see only half screen.
You have to adjust from your end. You have to double click on your Zoom window.
Yeah, got it. Sorry.
Now it should be visible here. Yeah. Understood? So do you mean that Nginx is installed on this EC2 instance? Is Nginx installed on the EC2?
No.
No, that is fast forwarded to the
Port forwarded from a container, right? This is what is port forwarding concept in Docker, which is the base how you expose your application to external world. Of course, you do it in multiple ways, but this is the base. Analyze it and let me know if you have any questions or confusions. Very simple and interesting concept. And also this port forwarding can be done when you create container itself with Docker run. You observe it's with Docker run. Later on, you can't do this forwarding. Okay.
So it will EC2, we can access currently, since we have port forwarded it, we can access whatever the content inside this container, or only the
On port
engines.
80. 80 is mapped to 3276, not all the ports. So only whatever in 80 you can access from the host, not every.
Okay, whichever is running on a port 80 inside the container, we will be able to access.
Will be able to exit on 32768.
Okay, got it.
Also, that's called free port forwarding. But what if I want to forward to port of my own port? Small p. 9090 is the host port, 80 is the container port. This is called binding port forwarding. Means you can choose to what port you want to forward. Means if I run this, it will start another container whose port is again 80. Right? That's a separate container. So again port 80 will be forwarded to which port? The black one is EC2.
9090.
So 9090. Another container. If I
But
run,
when do we use this?
I'll tell you when we'll use it. Okay, see here. Right? So in 99, if you inspect this, also you will see the same Docker inspect 572. See 80 is forwarded to 9090. Same one on 9090 also Nginx is available. This is coming from one container. The other one is coming from a separate container. Making sense? Not clear or understood or did not understand this? 9090.
Yeah, clear.
How about other people?
Yeah, clear.
This is coming from one container. This is coming from another container. So Nginx is available on two ports on the same machine where each is coming from a different container. Tell me, someone is saying something.
With the same image, we are creating two containers for Nginx running on the same port, right? So we have one image.
Yeah.
Yeah, so one image and two container with the same image.
Yeah. This is called port forwarding and free port forwarding and binding port forwarding. Are we good with this?
Yeah,
Okay.
hi Preethi. That Nginx and Ubuntu we have installed that is images inside the container, right?
From the image, you are spinning up a container. You are creating a container.
Okay, so Nginx and Ubuntu is images and that is inside the container.
Not
Not
inside
on
the
host.
container. From the image, you will get a container created.
Okay.
Image will not go inside the container.
Okay.
Any more? So this is about port forwarding. See, port forwarding of binding port forwarding, free port forwarding, depending on the use case. You may want to have a available on a specific port. This is how you choose it. If you don't want a specific port, you can do this. This is the basic concept of port forwarding. For your test purpose or development purpose, let's say your address book image is deployed. You want to test it. Also, you want to know on which port it goes on so that you have to add in security rules. You may use it as a binding port forwarding. So this is the basic concept of how your applications will be exposed to external world. Of course, when you expose to external world, you have it a layer of Kubernetes and all, but this is the underlying, the basic concept of it. We will see exposing our applications and all once we get to our address book or microservice applications and so on. So this is one use case. Another thing is about volumes. Can I proceed or any questions over here?
I think
Okay.
we are good now.
There is a concept called volumes, which will help you have backup of your container data. Volumes, like let me explain you what it does. This is your EC2 instance. Okay, and this is your container. EC2 instance and container C1. Let's suppose in this container, some service is running and some logs are generated in this folder. What if this container is gone or lost? Let's say I want to check the container data at a later point of time. How is that possible? Right? If container is gone, all the data is gone. So what we'll do, we will map this to some folder on the EC2 instance, which is called volume. Volume is nothing but a data directory. And this volume will be always in this path, var lib docker volumes. You may create some directory called volume1. And whenever you do this, underscore data directory will be created automatically. So whatever in var logs will be updated here. So that's how you have backup. Even though the container is gone, you will have data persistency in this path. Data persistence is important at times where you have use cases to have backup of your database and all. We'll see use cases and the real scenarios in some time. First, let me explain this theoretically. This is how you'll have a backup. Not only for backup, volumes are used for data persistency and the backup, and also for data persistency and backup, and also for data sharing. Like let's suppose I want to test some var file which is present on my EC2. I may put in this volume and I could see that synced in here so that I could test it in the container. So for data backup, for data sharing, these volumes are very much helpful, right? Let me show you with a simple example first.
So Preethi, is this EBS volumes or it is different volume
These
which
are
is
Docker volumes specific to Docker, irrespective of any platform. These are Docker objects.
okay?
Okay. Now, Docker volume ls. It will list all the volumes. No volume is present. You may create a volume. Docker volume create volume1. Any name you may give. Now it will be listed. But where is this present? It's a directory. But where is this directory? Just now I told you, right? But if you don't know, let's assume I don't know where it is. Docker volume inspect volume1. It's under var lib docker, docker home directory volumes, volume1. See, by default underscore data will be created. Right? See? Of course, no files are there. That's okay. But yeah, this is your volume. Fine. Now I would like to start a container and attach the volume. Again, like you do port forwarding, you should attach the volume when you create a container. Like, sorry. Docker run -it because I just want to go and check inside. -v host machine volume1 to what directory you want. Let's say my directory. My directory will be created inside the container of Ubuntu and it will be mapped to volume1 when you run this. If you want to assign name to your container, you may do it like this. So what happens if you run this? This is your EC2. This is your container. Whenever you run this, it will create a directory called my directory under the root if it is not present, and it will be mapped to var lib docker volumes volume1 underscore data. So it will be mapped to this. Volume1 means this one. Okay, and this container name is going to be C1, which is coming from Ubuntu. This is your EC2 instance. Okay, let us run this and see. I'll get the shell Ubuntu is not there, so it's pulling it. Don't we have Ubuntu? It's okay.
You have deleted it.
Okay. Yeah. See here. My directory, if directory you given is not there, it will create, or else you may use existing directories also. So my directory is created. If you go inside, nothing, because there's nothing on the volume. Okay, let me create some file here and see what is going to happen. File1.txt. I'm placing some content like I'm from C1. Okay, fine. Now I have this file. I'm coming out of the container. How to come out of the container?
Exit or
Exit.
Exit or control P, control Q. Exit will stop the container, which is fine. See, container will be stopped, which is 08. Where is it? Okay, PS. I'm seeing PS. It is stopped, so it should be here. Okay, done. Now if you do ls, do you see the file is on host? How did the file appear here in this volume? This is what is data persistency or data sharing from container to host. Or else let me create some file here as well on the host. Okay. Now let's get inside the container. How to get inside the C1?
IT, Docker IT.
What should I do? How to get inside this container?
Docker start.
Docker start, because it's not, we are not creating new one, starting it.
Yeah.
Then go inside, Docker attach C1. Now go to my directory. Do you see? Okay, we should see file2. Got it? Data sharing. Interesting, right?
Yeah.
I think we'll be able to map volume to only one container, or it can be mapped across.
You can map it to multiple containers as well. See, this is mapped to this container, right? Let's suppose I'll come out of it. Suppose this container is gone. I'm deleting it, okay? Container is gone. Is data gone? See, data persistency. Even though container is lost, your data is still there. You can attach it to any container later on. -IT. Let's say I'll give name as C2. Okay. -IT. -V, the same volume to, let's say, my new directory, some other directory, some other container, C2 and Ubuntu. So there should be new directory, my new directory, all the files. So data persistency, data backup, data recovery, whatever you call it, data sharing. Good. You can start multiple containers at the same time, also possible from the same volume. And this volume should be attached initially from you, where you, like, when you create your container with run command only. But what if you forgot creating the volume? How do you do that? Let's suppose I started a container C3 -IT Ubuntu, but I forgot to attach the volume. And I created some file here, file3.txt. Okay. I'm writing something like I'm from C3. Right, done. I'm just coming out of it. Let's say I just want to have this file. Obviously, it will not be present because I did not attach the volume. Here or any location, if you want to just have this file, let's say under TMP folder, I just want to copy it. Is that possible? That's where comes Docker CP command. CP from the source. What is the source? C3 is the container name. Inside this container under root, I have this file3.txt. This should be copied into the current location dot. So yes, do you see that? Okay.
Now, normally we will be copying it to the /var/ this thing, right?
Wherever you want, you can copy. I'm just showing you if you want to, if you have not added the volume, this is how you
Okay.
can copy to any location you can. Docker CP command.
Okay.
You can also do vice versa. Suppose I'm just creating another file from this. Let's say I want to copy this file 4 to the container. Again, the same Docker CP, but source is now here. So file 4 to the container, which is C3. So under root, I want to copy as file 4. Done. If you want to go inside, start the container and check if it is copied or not. C3. Right, there should be, yeah, file 4. Do you see that? That's how CP commands can be used, Docker CP. But what is the difference between Docker CP and volumes, which is effective and efficient? What is the difference?
Volumes, we are attaching it when we are creating the container. CP, we are doing it after this created the container. Forgot also, we can later also we can do it.
Yeah,
CP is just kind of a copy, but like when we create the volume, it is data replicated or means data is shared dynamically.
Yeah, like data will be in sync. It's like a mount points in Linux, right? So if you do it with volume, data will be automatically in sync. But CP, you have to explicitly copy the files whichever you need it, right? So also volumes are Docker objects. Okay, volume will be managed by Docker daemon, not that it's not just a directory on the file system on the server. It will be managed by Docker daemon. So Docker volumes are more effective. Volumes are preferable and used in real time. But in case if you want to do this, yes, that's possible. Right? So volume will be always present in varlib Docker volumes. What if I have a random path and I want to map it? That's where bind mounts comes in. Different ways to share the data, bind mounts. But that again, the command remains same. You have to do it this way. In the same command, this one. Instead of placing the volume name, you have to provide that absolute path, whichever you want to map. That's called bind mount. But volumes are more effective than anything else. Got it clear? I'm just cleaning up everything. Running containers should be stopped and then removed, otherwise force remove them. $572 D36 6B4. All the containers are cleared up. Docker RMI 1.2 and Nginx. Because tags are latest, I'm not writing them. Everything is cleared up. we will implement these volumes practically in multiple things. Okay, today we'll see one use case, another use case we'll see when we talk about database. Now we'll see one use case. The use case would be, if you go to your hub, like Nginx and all, you have also Jenkins. Right, Jenkins, you have the official images. This is the one, the official image. Means Jenkins can be run as a container as well. You have Jenkins here. I just want to use this one, right? Read documentation. Okay. All right. So this is the one I want to use. So I would like to pull this one and use it, and more readme is available here. Okay, first let me run this one. Also, whenever you run this, do you remember Jenkins home directory is var lib Jenkins? If you like generally whenever you talk about taking backup of your Jenkins, you take backup of that folder. So here also we should do the same, right? So I'm also trying to check a backup. See, backup is available. Your var lib directory is present in this path inside the Jenkins, var Jenkins home. This one I need to have backup. So what I'll do, just come here. First create a volume. Docker volume ls. Let me remove this volume also, just to keep the system free. Docker volume rm volume 1. Now we'll create a new volume. Docker volume create volume underscore Jenkins. Docker volume created. Now I want to map this. Docker volume ls. Obviously it will be present. Where will it be? Docker volume inspect volume underscore Jenkins. See, it's under this path, var lib docker volumes. Right, it's empty. Now I want to map this whenever I create a container. So docker run. I don't want to get inside, minus itd is fine. I want to do, also I would like to give some name to the container. Name is Jenkins1, let's say. Okay. Minus P port forward to 1990. Jenkins would be running on 8080, right? Volume name is volume Jenkins. And where is it? You should check, you should go to readme, because how they configure your container, you don't know. So they have configured the home directory in this path. So map it. Okay, so where Jenkins home on container will be mapped to volume Jenkins on the host. And the image name is Jenkins, and LTS is the tag name. You can see this here. If you go to the tags, latest is available, LTS is also available. I am using LTS tag. Is this command clear for all of you? By the way, I missed minus ITD flag. Is this command clear? Any questions in this command? Name of the container, port forwarding. Let us run this now. See, it's pulling this Jenkins. And it should start a container from it called Gen1. Let's see. I have cleaned up everything, so image should be created. Fine. So container should be created and running. Yes. 80 forwarded to 1990. And I just want to check. I'm already inside the volume. See, all of this came up. And also, I want to go inside this container, Docker exec -it Jenkins. This is another way. Instead of attach, this is the better way. Bin bash means you get the shell of the container. See? And go to the home directory, which is var Jenkins home. Do you see the same data is replicated on the host in the volume? Do you see that?
Yeah.
Also on the host on 1990, I should see Jenkins. There might be another Jenkins running on this server, which is installed directly. But now I have it from the container on port 1990 or 1990 already added. So let's see. 1990. We should see Jenkins started. See, same like you have the initial password, it's locked, you have to unlock. Now you may get it from this container or you may also get it from the host. Am I correct? Am I making sense?
Yeah.
I
Yes.
can go to my host to the volume and get the password, or else I can go inside the container and get the password. I'm inside the container and getting the password. Unlock password. This is how you can run Jenkins from here. Okay, again, it will ask for the plugins to be installed. Okay, it will go again the same way. And you can see the update here. Your plugins should grow in size. We have seen this when we install directly, the same way here also. Right? The same update you should be seeing outside also. I'm coming out of the container. I'm on the
Yes.
host. Here also you should see data sync. Do you see that? Is that making sense? Interesting, right? So this is one of the practical use case of using the volume. Right, 53 plugins. If you check on inside the container also, it would be the same. It's data sync happening. Let it finish.
Can we check the resource consumption the container is to? Because
You can check that with the Docker stats. It will show you the consumption of your container, CPU and memory usage. One 17 plugins were installed by now. I'm on checking on the host, not inside the container. But it is all happening inside the container or on the host?
Inside the container.
Inside the container.
Preethi, I have a doubt.
Hmm. Yeah.
While installing manually, we used to start Jenkins manually, right? So with using Docker, it will automatically start.
Docker start. You have to start Docker start. That container name.
Okay.
You have to start that container.
Okay.
Okay, let me log in like we did before. Like this also you can use your Jenkins. I'm just creating some job. Okay. Just some shell commands. Okay, you may have any jobs. All the users, everything will be stored in the varlib Jenkins, right? Like here on the volume. This is where all the users you can see. You can go to the workspace once you execute, or else you can go to the jobs to see your jobs, right? So everything is good. Now, let me delete this container. I'm forced removing this. Gen1 container will be gone. No container, but data is still here. So now what I want is I want to start a container with the same data. I don't want to create users and create the jobs all over again. So what I would do, run the container, start the container, a new container again from the same volume. Means same command, same volume, same image. I would also want to put it on the same port, but let's say it's a new container, Jenkins 2. See, by now it might be gone, right? You don't see anything here, right? Now let us, if you want, you can also start on a different port. But I'm starting on the same port.
But it will download the plugins one more time, right?
If it downloads one more time, why do we need a backup? It will not. That's what is it. We are using the same volume attached. Already plugins are there. It won't work like a new instance. It is picking up from here. It's coming up with this data. See, it's not asking to create user. Already admin user I create because I attach the same home directory. See, jobs are there, users are there, plugins are there. Whatever plugins you have installed, default, everything will be here. Got it? Everyone still quite confusion?
We have used here binded modes or
Volume.
volumes.
This is the volume, right?
Okay.
I have used this way. Volume directory name means it's a volume.
Okay.
You go inside, go to var Jenkins home. See all the data. If you go to plugins, I need not install here. I'll have everything there. See 176 plugins. Did we install it now? Where are they coming from? From the volume, right? It picked up all the data present in the volume. Understood. This is the practical use case, one of the real use cases for volumes. Another use case also there. We'll see that in the coming up sessions. Are we good? These are the concepts we have seen today. Running containers in different modes, which is minus ITD and IT mode, and port forwarding. Both are similar concepts and volumes with the use case of Jenkins backup. So try implementing it, go through the recording, do the hands-on, right? Which needs a lot of effort for doing this hands-on. Go through it and let me know by tomorrow if you still have any questions.
Preethi, two questions. From tomorrow onwards, we are going to use Jenkins inside Docker or outside of Jenkins?
It's up to you. I'll use outside only.
Okay.
And
And
I
the second
will
thing is
suggest just
actually,
use outside by deleting this container.
okay. So whenever we are pulling any image or anything inside EC2 instance in Docker, will it cost us? Means we have to pay?
No, those are all open source images. You will not be charged. Hello?
Yes, yes.
Okay, you will not be charged. Any more queries? So this is for today. Tomorrow we'll talk about creating our own images. But before we go with that, go through these concepts and let me know any queries. And if you have any questions on the previous topics also, you can go ahead now. Some of you want to share your screen, so do you want to go ahead? Any
Yeah,
questions you can
yeah,
ask.
Preethi, can I share my screen?
Yes, 1 minute.
Yeah,
I'm making you the presenter. You can share now.
yeah, Preethi, are you able to see my screen?
No.
I'm not able to get. Yeah. Are you seeing my screen there?
Yes, I'm seeing it.
Yeah, this is that when doing the packaging, I'm getting this error.
What is that error?
I'm not understanding this error. That's why.
Error action, error ID. Scroll up, please.
Up to this build.
Okay, it's about executed. Go down.
This is test cases executed, and here the up to test is success. And I created slave one as compile. That is fine, but up to this build packaging, I'm getting
Can you go to that 1 minute? Scroll down. 1 minute, 1 minute. Scroll up, please. Where is this job running? Where is this stage running? Running on Jenkins, varlib Jenkins, or the master only it's running. Okay, can you go to one step back on this page? Test pipeline. Click there. Go to configure.
yeah.
Configure. One step back. Yeah. Configure. Scroll down. Scroll down. Scroll down. Scroll down. Okay, can you show me your Jenkins file?
Yeah, this one is my Jenkins file. I'm opening here also the script, not the Jenkins. This is the script I.
Cannot see.
Yeah, Preethi, are you able to see here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, here I updated the same thing in this. Here also I updated my
Branch name is incorrect. Feature, I think. Branch name, check it out. The branch.
no. My I gave as features.
Is the branch name correct?
Yeah, correct only. In this also.
Why are you cloning my repository? github.com/preethid address for git clone.
Okay. Oh, I need to give my GitHub. Okay.
I don't have that branch, right? So it is not finding that branch after cloning.
Okay. I did not change here. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I got it. Preethi.
Preethi, I have also one doubt. Can I share my screen also?
Here.
Just enable me. It will just take 1 minute.
Yeah, I'm stopping.
You see, yesterday session you can see my screen, right?
Yes.
So yesterday session you just showed me the tool. So I have already Docker. 1 second, I'll show you. So all these images are there. 1 second. 1 second. All these images are there, and I created one account also here for myself, and in that I have repository which is in the same name, DK Oja. So I just first of all wanted to pull the repository. So just like you saw, I went to your also, but I just want to show you one thing here. As you said that in your file also, document also, that I can pull it here with this one. So I just went to pull this one. Okay, I copied this and try to push, because Docker pull dev trainer this. When I click here, I'm not getting this. Even I tried with others also.
Do I
It's,
have that repository first of all? My repo one, do I have in my account?
I don't know, Preethi. How will I know that you will have that? Because I thought.
You have to search, right? You have to first search. Go to your
Okay, yeah.
Docker. Here, search for the image name.
Yeah, so 1 second.
Complete name is the image name. J is there.
You can see, right?
You did not paste it properly. J is there. There on the browser, just remove J.
On the top, the search.
There is no image. How can you pull the image which is not?
Okay, but even though if you say, I'll just show you one thing. I went to. If you go here, just say I want to do this one. So I went here. And I want to pull this. So I can copy here, right, Preethi? If I copy here and paste here, same thing we're doing. Docker pull Selenium.
Already exists.
That is there, but when I try to push it, it is not putting. Here I can pull, but I was not able to push. I was able to just explain. I was just trying to show that I was not able to push the same thing when I am trying to push it in my local repository. So that was not working out with it.
You are trying to push to?
I'll show you Docker PF.
You have to tag it before pushing.
That I know. Yeah.
Then login. Did you log in?
So DOCKER Docker tag and this image rate. And then DKOJHA. That is okay, right? The syntax, Preethi? If I want to push this to my local repository, that is my username, that is repository name, and
You try executing it, I'll let you know. Just run it.
nothing
Then
is happening.
what are you doing?
Nothing is happening.
Nothing is happening means what are you expecting?
I was trying to,
No, what is the expectation of tag command?
So I was trying to create one again here, one image here with the name with the version v1 for the
So
same.
image
So
will be created. Have you checked the image whether created or not? Docker PS will show the containers, not images. Image is created.
okay, and if I want to push now, Preethi, I can use it, right? Docker push.
Did you log in?
Try
Login where?
Docker push. Try Docker push. If it fails, you can log in. Docker push. What error you have seen when you are doing this?
There was no error. It was not working out.
Means for not working out. See, you didn't put tag name. It is considering tag latest, but tag latest is not there. Just give up arrow. Colon v1. That's a tag, that's the image you are having. You are not having image with latest. How can you push the image which is not there? That's why it's saying tag does not exist latest. Can you run it? Now you do Docker login and push it.
And denied request access to the resource is denied.
Docker login.
So here you are saying Docker login?
Yeah, there you type Docker login.
Okay, Preethi, I'll just try to do it and again check if it is working or not. Okay.
Right.
So thank you, Preethi.
All right. All right then. Thanks everyone. See you tomorrow.
Thank you.